I bought my new bullet journal, and in this video I will unbox, review, rate it, and tell you what you need to know when buying a bullet journal. This is a Scribble That Matters bullet journal, and it comes in this beautiful cover. And the middle there is a logo and the company name. So this black and white cover is filled with scribbles and doodles that wrap all around to the back. This is really nice. You can choose to keep your bullet journal in the hardcover. I really love the doodles. They're quite simple, animated. If you have colored pencils, you can even color it in. Let's get this bullet journal out of its case and let's review. Here it is. I went with a dark green cover, and as you know, with Scribble That Matters there are two versions, and just so you can see, this is the iconic version where there are scribbles and doodles all over the cover, and the one I have is the pro version. To the touch, it feels like good quality. On the sides we have Scribble That Matters, and then on the back, on the bottom here, we have the logo in the middle and then some little icons on the sides. Before we open this journal up, let's see the stats. This is a dotted A5 bullet journal in a deep green color. We have 160 GSM, so quite thick pages. I don't expect any bleeding or ghosting. 153 numbered pages, and a lot more that we're going to be getting into right now. This bullet journal comes with a cover, but it also comes included with a fine liner. And this is the official Scribble That Matter fine liner in a size 04. But I really like it. There is a metallic shine to it. Honestly, this is pretty nice because fine liners, at least for a good one, can be a bit expensive. We're going to test out all of these supplies when I get to the pen test page, which is included in this bullet journal. Alright, let's open up this bullet journal and see all of the pages that comes included, because they do include a lot. Okay, first thing, they give us a little, I guess, thank you with a 20% off coupon on our next purchase, which is really nice. And then on the back we have their line. I'm more interested into diving in this bullet journal. First thing on the left side we have the logo, and then to the right we have scribbles of where you can write your name, and below that you can write the start and end date of using this bullet journal. Next we have the key page, which a lot of people use but not everyone. So we have the bullet code and the color code, and then we have index pages. So we have included 1, 2, 3 index pages, and then the first page of the bullet journal, which is numbered 1 because this bullet journal is also numbered, and it is 160 GSM. So what is GSM? This is the thickness of the paper. GSM stands for grams per square meter. What you need to know is that the thinner the paper, the more bleed through you're going to have. I suggest having a minimum of 120 GSM. That works for most people and for most materials. And here we have the two ribbons included. One is that deep green color and another in a lighter shade. Now at the back of the bullet journal we have a pen test page. So this is a page where you get to test any of your supplies, stationery, before you actually get started on your spreads and pages. And here we have a thoughtful page, which is called a mindfulness page, and it reads, flip through this journal from the first page to the last, see all the scribbles, a mirror to your past. What have you learned? How have you grown? Reflect and ponder when you are alone. And for the back of the bullet journal, we have 2 pages filled with doodles and scribbles. It is scribbles that matter. And here we have the expansive pocket. This is where you can put all of your stickers. And let's see the color of the inner pocket. I don't know why they wouldn't go with a green or maybe a lighter green color like they did with the elastic strap. One thing I really love in this bullet journal that I haven't seen in any other is that in each page they have a grid guide. And I love how it's not really noticeable. You have one in the middle to let you know it's the middle of the page, on the bottom, on the sides, and on the top. So this just helps a lot when you're trying to make different sections. And I use this all the time. And another tip, you want to make sure that all of your supplies is water-based and not alcohol-based. Alcohol-based will bleed through any type of paper. Okay, I have my bullet journal here. Let's get started with the fine liner this bullet journal came with. So here I am using it, and I am a bit disappointed because the way it feels on paper, it's kind of grainy and rough. Like, it's not smooth at all. And in my bullet journal, I use micron pens. They just go down so smooth. I love writing with my fine liners. So right now I'm gonna keep using my micron. Sorry, I didn't love it. Now I'm using my brush pen. So if you're into calligraphy or cursive writing, and I'm also using another brand and a blue color, but I'm gonna try to get some line variations between those thinner lines and thicker lines. Next we have my highlighters, and next just a regular ballpoint pen. I also decided to go with color crayons because some people do use crayon for coloring in their bullet journal. So I wanted to get like a really dark color. So I really tried going over and over again to really get the darkest shade I could to a more light shade. And then I did it a second time with another color, really trying to get as dark as possible to as light as possible and see how the paper reacts. Now it's time to use my watercolor brush pen. With this particular brush, there is a compartment where you can add water, so that's what I did, and then I just close it back up. The way this works is that I will have paint at the tip of the brush, and then I can just squeeze out water as much or as little as I want so I can start watercoloring. So I'm just adding in some drops, activating the watercolor, adding some pigment onto the brush, and here I go adding it to the page. Now I also wanted to go for a dark shade, like as dark as possible to a lighter shade, and then I press a little bit too hard, adding a puddle of water. This is a lot of water, as you can see, and I'm just swirling it all around. Let's see how this paper is going to react. And then I went in a second time, adding a reasonable amount of water. If you were to use this bullet journal, use watercolor, you wouldn't use a puddle of water. You would use a reasonable amount because it is paper. So now I'm just gonna let that dry. Okay, it is not completely dry, but dry enough. It's been a couple minutes. You can see there is some bleed through where I added that puddle of water. Of course, there will be some bleed through, but where I just use a normal amount of water when you are watercoloring, there is absolutely no ghosting or bleed through. But when it comes to all the rest, there is absolutely nothing with the fine liners, the pencils, the highlighters, the ballpoint pen, no ghosting, no bleeding. Alright, now it's time for the ratings. When it comes to the packaging, I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 because I did order it on Amazon. Maybe if you order it straight from the website, you will get better packaging, but that's going to be my rating. For the add-ons, honestly, it comes with everything a bullet journal is supposed to, but because it also came with a fine liner that I honestly won't use, I have to take it into account. So 4.5 out of 5. When it comes to the interior, it is just 5 out of 5. 160 GSM, number pages, lay flat design, no ghosting, no bleeding. Perfect. Now for the quality and price ratio, I will also give this 5 out of 5. I would definitely buy this bullet journal. I have bought this bullet journal and have buying them for the past 3 years. That gives them a total of 18.5 out of 20, which is really good. Alright, that's it for this video. Let me know if you want me to rate any other bullet journal brands. Subscribe for more. Laters.